All right, it's Monday and we're diving into the venture capital deals of the week. Just last week, we had over $1 billion invested in just the top 10 companies, 5 of which coming from California, 5 of which coming from outside of Cali. We're going to dive into all of the biggest movers in the venture capital space that you missed out on. Number 10 is Kincell Bio. Kincell Bio is a biotech company. They raised $36 million in fresh funding, valuing them at $66 million. This company is a spin-out from Inceptor Bio, which seems to be a venture studio model, which is owned by the same team as Inceptor Bio. So presumably the way this works is that Inceptor Bio spins up a proof of concept MVP, they build their team underneath, and then Kinetics Ventures comes in to seed that capital into the business to let it grow. Based in Gainesville, Florida, Kincell is focusing on immunotherapies with cell treatments, and they're moving into clinical trials. There's not a ton of information on exactly what they're doing, but they're launching soon into the clinical side of biotech. With number 9, we have Proprio. They are a healthcare company that just raised a $43 million Series B. The Seattle-based company is launching an AI-driven surgical navigation platform. Specifically, what they're doing is they're using 3D modeling to visualize in real time a patient so that a surgeon can see exactly what they're operating on. The company has raised $85 million to date, and another biotech company enters into the top 10. Number 8 is Impulse Space. It is an aerospace shipping company. They just raised a $45 million Series A. The company's based in California, and they are doing outer space cargo transportation services using green and non-toxic thrusters. So presumably this is a sustainable energy powered platform to launch cargo into outer space to specifically do zero gravity manufacturing and then presumably bring it back down to Earth. RTX Ventures led the round into Impulse Space's Series A, which brings them up to $75 million in total raised. Number 7 is the San Francisco-based Osium Health, another biotech company, this time raising $52 million in their Series C round led by CPMG. This company is doing stem cell harvesting and storage along with other testing and treatments for patients. The company's raised $129 million in total and just secured another $50 in fresh funding. Moving into number 6, we have Next Therapeutics. This is a biotech company that just raised a $60 million Series A led by Versant Ventures. They emerged from stealth recently. They are based in Colorado and they're building drugs for cancer treatments. We know that the cancer industry is growing, especially as people are living longer. So more and more treatments are coming out in the biotech space. Into number 5, we have Rapid AI. They are a healthcare company that just raised a $75 million Series C led by Vista Credit Partners, an offshoot of Vista Equity Partners. This California-based company is building AI software used to diagnose neurovascular, cardiac, and vascular diseases using pattern recognition software. They're using imaging and decision support as well to treat strokes inside of living patients. The company's raised $100 million to date after this $75 million Series C. Into number 4 is App Hub. They are a New York-based e-commerce platform that just raised $95 million from PSG Equity. They offer a business suite of different applications and business tools for e-commerce platforms, allowing for reviews, conversions analytics, supply chain, and more for over 100,000 vendors and merchants. They also, alongside this funding round, just acquired Boost, an AI-powered search tool. So supposedly they're doing M&A as well as scaling their existing business. They've raised $155 million to date. And moving into our top 3, we have a tie for second place. Starting off with Kriya Therapeutics. They raised $150 million for their newest round led by Patient Square Capital. This California-based company is in the biotech space, specifically working to make gene therapy a cornerstone of mainstream medicine. We've heard of CRISPR, we've heard of gene editing. They're getting into that space. The company has raised $430 million in their Series C alone, bringing $600 million in total raise. raise, but this was a $150 million extension to the original round that they launched last year. This company has raised $600 million in just 3 or 4 years now, so clearly they're doing something right. Another $150 million round comes from OneTrust, but this is a very different circumstance. OneTrust is known for being a compliance software offering privacy, security, and governance requirements for companies globally. However, this $150 million is a down round, the first one we see and the only one we see on this list, now bringing on a new investor, Generation Investment Management, which is co-founded by Al Gore. The company also had participation from a former lead investor, Sands Capital, which brings their valuation down to $4.5 billion, which is a 12% decline from the $5.1 billion valuation in their Series C just last year or 2 years ago. The company has raised $1 billion total, and all things considered, a 12% decline isn't that drastic, especially given the status of the market. And finally, to round out our top 10, we have Lurch, LVRCH Capital Advisory. This company just raised $400 million. They offer financial services and investment on behalf of their shareholders. This was their Series D with no investors disclosed. The California-based fintech offers advisory and analytics and all kinds of AI-driven tools through their investment firm, and they're also planning to launch a new compounding system. What I found interesting was that it seems like they're shifting their focus from what is an ROI style of goal, a return on investment, and instead they're trying to prioritize a new compounding system, encouraging users to keep their profits inside of the platform. While this makes total sense and compounding is certainly an effective strategy for investment, it does make someone like me scratch my head why they're trying to incentivize their users to retain their capital on the platform. Was this really an equity financing round, or was this desperately needed liquidity? No one's to say. Either way, $400 million is no amount of money to sneeze at, and congratulations to Lurch for making the top spot. And that wraps up our top 10. Over $1 billion invested in just these 10 companies alone, most of which coming from the biotech space. It's interesting to see how AI is being layered into these enterprise style of solutions, just as we've predicted, but great to see Lurch driving the fintech liquidity into the underlying trading markets. Click the links down below if you want to join the community, you want to read the article. Major shout out to Crunchbase's Chris Matinko for providing this article that I was able to use for research. And with that, leave a comment below on companies you want me to review. If you've got a pitch deck to send me, you want me to take a look at for a video, I'll be really interested to check it out, and I'll talk to you next time.